The woman just glanced at the letter, but her consciousness traveled to another dimension. What's even stranger is that the lizard drank tea, and Potato was wearing a suit. Before Lisa could figure out what was going on, a woman with frizzy hair suddenly appeared. No one would have guessed that this was an intertemporal meeting, although they came from different times, but they had the same friend. But, unexpectedly, today is the date of the doctor's death, because the lizard accidentally found out in the prison. The inmates have revealed the location of the doctor's death, that it was the land of Tranzero, and while everyone was grieving, Jenny felt like she was already dead, because she forgot to close the door on her way through. Unfortunately, the Whisperer broke in. With Anna's slap, the lizard woke up instantly, and then the woman woke up the Potato with a splash of booze, and he's in front of all the Whisperers. What's even more terrifying, even her dreams were invaded, and the Whisperers kept shouting that she mustn't go to that place. Just in the nick of time, Lisa was suddenly awakened. She saw the doctor playing hide-and-seek with a blindfold on. The woman immediately explained how critical the situation was, but he was like a deflated ball. Because of the land of Tranzero, the doctor knew it was his tomb. All his secrets were hidden there. He sat sadly in the TARDIS. The doctor thought he'd meet his death one day. He just didn't think it would be so soon. But to protect his friend, the doctor decided to take the risk. He attached the TARDIS machine to Lisa's hand. Then he accessed the information in her memory. But when the TARDIS was activated, the time machine was reluctant to go to Tranzero, because the doctor was creating a huge time paradox. But even though TARDIS resisted, the doctor was frantically trying to steer the machine. Just as he was about to reach his destination, the main control room exploded. Even though TARDIS didn't want to, but the doctor shut down the gravity system. The machine plummeted to the ground. It hit the ground hard. He's traveled through more time and space than anyone else, but Tranzero had never been there. This is not only the most dangerous place in the universe, it's where he buried his own bones. That a terrible battle had been fought here, and the huge tombstone in front of it was made for a doctor who had fought a great battle. He once naively thought he'd retire and raise some bees and paint some paintings to sell, but the crumbling TARDIS in front of him shredded the illusion. Looking at the time machine several times larger, the doctor's heart was very sad. Everyone had marveled at the wonders that were bigger on the inside than on the outside, but now it's collapsing from the inside. The energy leakage led to the giganticization, and just then, Anna's apparition suddenly appeared. She tells Lisa that the doctor can't see her now. The doctor doesn't see Anna. He saw her tombstone, although his wife had died in the library. Why would she have a tombstone here? As the doctor wondered, Lisa heard a strange noise, and then the Whisperer came out. They were shouting that everyone would die and be buried in the ground. The situation was critical. The doctor immediately realized something. Anna's tombstone might be a fake. Lizard and Potato woke up slowly, but they realized that Jenny's heart had stopped. After Potato used the machine in his hand to perform cardioversion on her, Jenny was finally brought back to life. But what they didn't expect, the Whisperers came out. Behind them came an old acquaintance, but the lizard remembers him as dead. So there's only one answer. It's just a corpse. The parasite inside is actually the great intelligence, a consciousness floating in the universe. And Lisa was very curious that the doctor was clearly not dead. Why would the doctor have such a big agenda? Anna explained that the doctor didn't like the way the story ended. That's why he never mentioned Tranzero. It's a war that's destined to end, a future from which the doctor cannot escape, and a group of Whisperers came out. At the same time, the intelligence blurted out that the purpose of luring the doctor here was to eliminate him, because this man not only has a lot of secrets, he's even become a legend. Some call him the Storm King, others say he's a Tranzero monster, so the intelligence must stop the doctor from destroying the timeline. But the lizard was skeptical about the truth of the information, until he saw him tear off his face to reveal the blankness within. Only then did the lizard finally realize that the man was the consciousness.